This is the Transcend in Life podcast with your host, J.M. Ryerson, taking you from fear to freedom.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Transcend in Life podcast. I have a very special guest. He's been a good family friend to my wife for a long time and myself for over the past 20 years. Taro Arai was born on Japan's southernmost island of Kyushu. With money Taro saved from his newspaper route, Taro's father moved the Arai family to America. In 1987, Taro's parents opened a modest Japanese restaurant in Fair Oaks called Mikuni, celebrating 30-year business milestone in 2017 with 9 locations and over 1,000 employees. Award-winning Mikuni is one of the most successful restaurant businesses in Northern California and has raised over $2 million for local charitable organizations. Chef Taro is the co-author of Abundance, Finding the American Dream in a Japanese Kitchen, and Appreciation, Honoring Those Who Have Blessed My Life. Brother, you have done so much. I thank you so much for being such a good friend. Welcome, and thank you for doing this again.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Oh, glad to be here and get to see you again.
Well, brother, I cannot. So, for context, guys, this is actually the second recording that Taro has done with me because the first time I screwed up with our recording. But let's not make it about that.
Yes.
You and your family have accomplished so much, and you could, again, the American dream of coming over from Japan and really bringing so much joy and great food to our area. Can you give give us a snippet of what that story looked like?
So you want me to tell you why we came to the United States or how we opened the restaurant? Where do you want to start?
Yes.
I love sharing.
I love hearing it. And every time I hear it, I get inspired because truth is just, you can't make this up, the way that it came about. So yeah, the story of you and your family coming over and how Mikuni's got to where it is today.
Right. So first of all, as you mentioned, why we came to the United States is because of me being too wild. I had a reverse mohawk and anything I did, I got in trouble. So I told my dad, I can't just be myself in Japan. And then my dad mentioned me, I heard America is a good place for you to go. So that's the day I started dreaming. I said, I'm going to go somewhere that I can be myself. And then 5.5 years, newspaper route, and made enough money to pay for whole family members to come to the United States. And my dad has been a pastor, and then he's still a pastor right now. And we came here and we found a Japanese church, needed a Japanese speaking pastor. I said, that's perfect. Only problem was there are only 3 members. There are 88, 91, and 101. They're more than halfway to heaven. So they paid my dad $450 a month. Even though he was mid-80s, that wasn't much. So we moved about 10 times in a year and a half looking for cheaper rent. I collect cans, cardboards, did a newspaper route with my brother, my sister, and my mom did a housework. My dad applied for McDonald's, all the job, but he couldn't get other job other than pastor. So we struggled. That's been 2 years. And then one day, my dad says, son, I had a dream this morning. I have a vision. I said, what is that? We're opening a restaurant together. And I said, Dad, you never cook in your lifetime. You've never done business. And we have only $2,000 in the bank account all together. We didn't even have a car. I said, how do we open the restaurant? My dad said, well, God gave me a vision. It'll happen. And then one day we met a Japanese guy from Japan on the street. Make it short, we got to know each other. He went back to Japan. He called my dad on the phone. What are you doing in America? My dad said, we're opening a restaurant together. And this guy said, all right, why don't you give me a bank account number? I just want to be part of it. And next time we went to the bank, I mean, it still gives me chills. I've never seen that many zeros in my life. He sent us $300,000 to a bank account. And my dad said, son, do you believe in miracles? I said, I have to. Who's going to give that kind of money to a total stranger? That's how we got the money. But problem is, my dad didn't speak English. He had no idea. We had no business concept, business plan. I don't know where we can start, and then my high school nickname, because I didn't speak English, somebody said, just say no problem. So I carried that in a business too. They said, this hood is $50,000. No problem. This lighting system is $15,000. I mean, we got ripped off right and left, but we had no idea. We had no friends to ask. I mean, we barely spoke English, so we say yes, yes, yes. We kept writing checks. Within 6 months, we ran out of money. And then after that was just, we kept digging deeper and deeper. We couldn't pay the house lease. We couldn't pay the vendors, so they cut us off. Everything was COD, cash on delivery. Banks cut us off, so we had nobody to, work with. And then one day, I was 21, I loved playing basketball. I came back, dislocating my middle finger, broke my ankle at the same time. And I came back to work. I tried to sharpen my knife. I cut my hands wide open. And here I am having so much stress, having an ulcer. I said, Dad, look at me. I have no fish to sell because we didn't have money. My middle finger sticking out, my broken leg, and I have to have bandage everywhere. Here I am, my stomach hurts. I can't do this anymore. So I begged my dad, let's go back to Japan, middle of the night. Let's forget about everything, forget about my dream. And my dad said, keep digging deeper. I said, how deep we have to dig ourselves in? My dad said, deeper the foundation, God will build something amazing upon. And then from the Bible, he said, hey, you got to enjoy the suffering, tribulation. That'll bring the patient, and then patient the good character. And if you have good character, you have a hope. And I said, okay, I'm going to learn how to enjoy my life no matter what. And then he said two things. Why don't you, it's not about what you know, who you know. So I started talking to everyone I met, and customers are so helpful. I mean, I can never thank them enough. And the second thing was, he said, just do your best and let God do the rest. I said, okay, Dad, my best is not that great. My sushi is falling apart everywhere, but I can do my best. If it doesn't work out, can I blame upstairs? My dad said, do it. So since then, I changed my whole attitude toward work, my life. I will do my best, and I'm going to enjoy every moment of my life. And since then, I don't think I had even one bad day.
Wow. And you guys, you're going to hear the word faith come up because you are a strong faith. Your dad is a pastor. To take it from those humble beginnings to where you're literally like, Dad, let's go back to Japan. I can't do this. This is crazy. Yeah. And now to see where the restaurant is today. So I met you in 2000, and I've seen it explode. Tremendous.
So that's the time my dad shared next dream, right?
Okay.
When I had a second baby, I had 4 kids in 5 years, and my dad said, I had a dream this morning. Can I name your daughter? I said, okay, what is it? But I don't want to hear your dream. He said, well, I'm going to name her Chio, me 1,000 sheep. I said, why do you do that to my daughter? Sounds so boring. My dad said, I had a dream. We're going to have 1,000 customers a day. I said, Dad, we're having 30. We have a little shop. How can you even imagine? He said, I'm going to dream big. And then he said, dreaming's free, so why not dream big? And the guy's capable. So after that, it's amazing. Miracle happened again. Yoga shop next door closed down. Haircut closed down. Video store closed down. And then we asked donut shop to move out to the other side, and we start having 1,000 customers on weekends. And 99 we opened second location, 2003, 4, 5, 6. I mean, every year, and then we have 9 locations. And I mean, from no fish, we use 52 tons of seafood every month.
Wow!
And from 30 customers a day. I mean, that's a good day. We do about $11,000 sales a month. Now we do 1.8 million customers we served last year, and we did $60 million in sales. So, I mean, I'm living American dream, but like I said, my dad always tell me, be humble, give back to God, give back to the community.
It's to hear those numbers are just so remarkable, to go from no fish to, what did you say?
52 tons of seafood a month.
52 tons. My gosh, that's just incredible. So, and you mentioned your kids, and obviously this is they work in all parts of it. This is definitely family run, with your brother-in-law being a part of it, with your brother, yes. and they are so grounded, you guys, because again, they didn't grow up necessarily wanting for not that, but you definitely have provided an amazing childhood, but they are so grounded. Can you talk about that? Because again, it is unique. If you get a chance to meet any of the Arai family kids, they're special. So can you talk about that?
I mean, first of all, we have the same faith, same passion, same purpose. That helps big time. And since they're kids, we wanted to, I made a mistake going through, so I always feel sorry for my first son. I mean, you know him pretty well, but I mean, my dad always told me that we have to invest our time in our kids, and I didn't learn till later years. But even now, I send texts every morning to my kids, my thought, my sharing, for that past 9 years now. Every morning I get to send them. I think of them and pray for them and send the love to them. So all 4 kids have very unique personality, as you know, every kid. So we talk about it, what their strength and weakness is. And then when they're young, I made sure they learn the value. So oldest one, as soon as he turned 11, I start making him work. And then I still remember, I pay him $2,000 an hour. It's a family business, right? And after 5 hours of cleaning the window, he was sweating hard. He came to me and he said, "Can I order one dish of barbecue avocado?" I said, "Well, that's $12. You got to put 1 more hour in." He said, "Wow, it's so hard to earn money." And then when he was 13, I put in the dishwasher. He said, first check he got, he said, "Can I use this money to buy a fan for the dishwasher? We're sweating so hard." I said, "Yeah." So he understood each position. So I made him work every position, kitchen to server to sushi bar for like 6 years, catering. So now he understands, he appreciates every position. Now he's doing the assistant GM to HR director to eventually, I'm hoping that he's going to take over business too.
Wow.
If he earned.
Well, that's the beauty, is you said it right there. If he earns, and you give a little wry smile there, but the truth is, they grew up privileged, and they understand the value of the dollar more than anyone. They all want to be a part of this because it is so important to support your family. It's just so unique, you guys.
As you know, I'm not the easy dad, though. Even my oldest son, he's still paying me $800 a month for 10 years. So for the school, for the down payment things and stuff. So I just don't want to make it too easy to take their motivation out. I want to make sure, even second one, she's a girl. She emailed me how blessed she was in the freshman year in college. And she realized, so she worked 30, 40 hours a week, major and minor. She finished both, marketing that in 4 years. And my third one went to the Davis too. And he also wanted to show how appreciative he is in his situation. So he finished college and now straight to foundation program, learning about numbers because he's so good at numbers. Even my little one, she's my inspiration. She had no talent in anything she did. I love sports and she couldn't make even one sports, but I told her, you got to learn how to play sports and things. And she came home. I said, "I'm in a team." I said, "What is a golf team?" Because how? She said, "Because I have a golf bag, then I can make the team." I said, "I'll buy you a golf bag." And then a freshman year, end of it, she shot 128. If you play golf, you know how bad it is. I can do it with my eye closed. But I kept asking her, "Why do you want to play?" "Well, I don't want to work hard as my brothers and sister. I want to get a golf scholarship so I don't have to pay for school." And she put her hours in 2-3 hours a day, no matter what. Even homecoming dance night, she was there practicing. And by junior year, she shot even par with a hole-in-one in the tournament, got a full scholarship in college. I was so happy she exceeded more than I ever expected for her to do. Yet in college, she just kept working hard. She became a captain and won the college golf tournament and top like top 10, in academic in school to finish, college. And now she's doing a real estate and hoping that she's going to do a commercial real estate to look for a new location. So, yeah, as I watch my kids, I'm inspired by them too now. It's been amazing.
Well, they're easy to be inspired by. They are truly awesome. So the theme of the show is fear to freedom. And you said there was a specific moment where you were Mr. No Problem growing up in high school, but there were problems. There were some fears, right? But you said there was a shift, and there was this, maybe it was your dad's second dream. What was the shift, brother? Because again, fear to freedom. I consider what you have. You're going to go golfing today. Pretty good life, right? Mm-hmm. It's freedom. You have it. So what was that shift? Because I think if we could get into that mind to achieve all that you've achieved, what was that shift, and how can somebody else grab a hold of that?
Well, I mean, I always tell my teammate, we have to keep Kaizening ourselves. Kaizen. We end up naming this restaurant, ninth location, we name it Kaizen, because Kaizen means continuous improvement, change for the better. God gave me this opportunity to be where I am right now. So why not take advantage? Even though it doesn't look good, future looks really dim, but God gave me this position. There's a reason, everything happens for a reason. So I said, why not? I take this advantage or opportunity to find out what's waiting for me. So I changed my whole attitude toward them. So even personality too, I was very short temper. I used to be really tough on people. I can fire right and left, but I had to change myself. So I start praying, I want to be the happiest man ever. And then after a few years, I went totally the other way. Somebody cut me off on the freeway. Oh, thank you for not hitting me. I'm going to pray for you. So I see my, in changes in everything I do. And from then, I don't know, just like a snowball, I was so appreciative for everything happening, good and bad. And then anything bad thing, hard thing happened through it, we learned so much. And then that was even pandemic, everything we're going through. I know we are learning something from this. So in this situation, we want to keep improving ourselves. I mean, that's one thing I kept telling myself. And then again, I'm so appreciative. Anything that I have, friends, family members, I mean, I just feel of appreciation in my heart. And then that changed me too. And then second dream I had was I want to be the most joyous man ever. Somebody, told me through Facebook. And I don't want to choose to be happy anymore. I want God to give me so much joy from inside. If I don't share, I'm going to blow up. So people said, your glass is always half full. I said, no, I feel like I have a bucket overflowing. I have to share with everyone. So I don't know. Everything I do, I'm so joyful. I don't know anything could bother me anymore.
No, it doesn't seem to, brother. And it's, guys, if you could just, whenever you're around him, and anybody that's visited Mikuni and has that experience knows what he's saying. He just embodies it. It's so contagious. You cannot not smile when you're around you, brother. But so you said Kaizen, then that's continuous improvement, yes. Right? Mikuni means
a kingdom of God, like heaven.
Okay.
And then my new mission statement is to be the most loving and loved company in the world. We don't have to be the best. We don't have to be the, I don't know. I mean, I just want to give back love to a community, to God, who has helped us, and we want to be loved by everyone around us.
Okay, so that's M. What about I?
Oh, so MIKUNI. This is our new core values I share with the team. M for motivate ourselves in every way. And then the I as inspire others. And then the K as a Kaizen ourselves in every way. And the U is very important to me right now, especially united as one. Miku united. So Mikuni mean heaven, united is one. So under God, we're all one human race. We have to love each other and help each other. And then the N has never stopped dreaming. Anything happen, I just want to keep dreaming, keep moving forward step by step. And then last one is I, which is fun for increase God's love, increase love among us.
That's pretty amazing. And, you know, every word, maybe it's a tradition, maybe it's culturally with Japan, with every word having such meaning.
Yes.
But it's just, there's always more to it. Like, I went to Mikuni for years and I didn't know what it meant. And then, of course, you wrote a couple books that we'll talk about. But there's so much meaning behind it. It's awesome. So you've talked about dreaming. Your title is what at Mikuni?
CDO, Chief Dreaming Officer. I used to be CEO, Chief Entertainment Officer. But my brother-in-law took over the CEO. He is more well-educated. So I said, what do I do? Oh, I'm going to take over my dad's job. He retired like back in 2000. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take over as a dreamer. So I took as a Chief Dreaming Officer. I get to dream all I want for free. So...
And you've done some pretty cool dreams. So let's talk about Mikuni United, Mick United, because one of the things that is just, it is a core value of yours is giving back.
Yes.
And I think people, again, if they've enjoyed the food, they're like, oh, it's amazing. I don't know if you know how much this human being and his company, don't get me wrong, it's not just
right.
Taro, gives back to the community. So talk about Mick United and what that means for you, what it means for the community.
I mean, for me, I always love to give back because without God, without the community, we can't make it, right? So I love sports. So it started basketball tournament, tennis tournament, ping pong tournament. I did every sports I can think of. Well, when I was 25, somebody said, you know what, you're raising like $200-300 of, tournament. Why don't you try golf? I said, well, I never played golf. But I called up like 50 of my friends. Anybody want to play golf? And they came. And first time I ever played, that was on the course. People laughed at me. Right, my ball went right and left, and raised $500. I said, wow, what an easy way to raise money. Just get laughed at and raise money. I can do that. So following year, I did that, and $1,700. Somebody matched it, so $3,400. Third year, $15,000. Fourth year, $50,000. And now just snowballed, and we're having 25th annual, golf tournament this coming August. But every tournament we raise about $250,000 now, and we help like breast cancer navigator program. It was very personal not personal, but it was amazing to see like 4,000 patients went through, and others too. Like tsunami happened in Japan. We created rescue rolls. We asked people in Sacramento to buy those rolls to help Japan. And because I was there like 2 months before that happens. And my friend lost his family and stuff too. But it was very touching. In 2 weeks, we sold 4,000 rolls and raised $180,000 for Japan. And Houston was flooded. I said, we should do for Houston. How about we do 1 week of sell rescue rolls and raise $50,000. And when campfire, is the campfire next? Yeah, fire happened. And then we said we do another one rescue roll. How about we do 1 day and raise $26,000? So by the time Paradise fire happened, people said, chef said, I don't want to make any more rescue rolls. That's why we came up with Mickey United T-shirt. And then how about we sell these shirts to raise money? And then we ended up raising $75,000 for Paradise Fire. So it has amazing to witness how amazing people in this community, they keep buying these rolls. We just do is make rolls, and they're the one raising money for us and for others. Like even October, we did even the Kings player, they're on Fox. We get together. We did the breast cancer month. We created a Fox roll and raised $50,000 too. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like luckiest restaurant owner ever because I see so much love from the community, and then we get to do amazing things because of them too.
Yeah, and what I love about this is everything has started with dreams. Your dad had a dream about this restaurant.
Crazy dream.
crazy dream, right? And then dream number 2 with the 1,000 sheep and Chio. And it's like, in your wildest dreams, could you ever imagine coming over to America, not being able to speak the language the way you wanted to, right? That sushi would be so widespread across this country and that everyone is just, I mean, we clamor for it. We all love it. So could you ever envision that?
Oh no, not in the millions, because my dad still would talk about how he's one of the worst businessmen you ever meet. I mean, he couldn't use a knife to have a restaurant. He never had the customer service. He doesn't know what bookkeeping is. And then me too. I'm the worst example of being a restaurateur because I didn't know how to work with banks. I had no education. I was only 17 back then too. And then I begged my friends in high school. Well, I believe them as a friends, but I don't know what they say me, but none of them, not even one, came to try sushi back in the days. And to see, my high school I graduated from, they called me, hey, is that okay for you to be a guest speaker? I said, okay, for who? We have a sushi club. I said, sushi club? How many people? 70 people. We all got Mikuni t-shirt. I want you to speak for us. I said, wow. I had tears in my eyes. Who ate sushi back then? I was the only crazy guy eating sushi back then. Now, they're, my friends' kids, and we're serving 3 generations now. Wow. We'll be 4 soon. I mean, I'm living American dream. I don't know. I could never imagine this. And then I feel like one of the new dream is 50-50. Why not have 50 businesses by 50th anniversary of Mikuni? So I have so many locations already picked out. I'm talking to Japan, Houston, all over Washington. I mean, I have friends wants to open. I'm waiting for my team to agree with me. And then I want to do a Gold's Kitchen to food truck to, since we do a lot of sociology class, I want to do virtual sushi class. I mean, there's so many things we could do. And I feel like we just start scratching the face of sushi world because, California, yes, New York, maybe yes, but there are a lot of places they haven't really tried sushi yet. So I'm excited for the future.
Well, it's awesome, man. And talk about how much it's taken you around the world. I know Croatia has been a big spot for you to go to. Yeah, obviously, Japan you go back to frequently. You get to go around the world and bond with people over, I guess I call it a simple idea, but it's fish and rice for the most part. Obviously, it's much more complex than that, and there's a lot that goes into it. But talk about some of the unique experiences you've been able to have through this, having.
For me, this is part of my job, which I love. And then I go into Japan to see those bluefin tuna live auction. One fish was sold for $3.1 million this year for one fish. And then most of the fish, from there, we get it every day from there. And then I go to Croatia. My friend bought the farm, bluefin tuna farm, for $40 million and spending $1.5 million a year just catching fish to feed those bluefin tuna. If I go New Zealand, one of the best salmons I ever seen, it's called Tyee salmon, Tyee. It's like $1,000 a piece. They distributed 10 a year. 10 a month worldwide. So you have to kind of order ahead. So I appreciate whole world's working together to sustainability and trying to figure out, because if you eat all the wild fish, I think it will run out in 2 years. So people said, I only eat wild. I have to ask them, if you see any wild cow out there, let me know, because we have to learn how to work with this earth and, environment and stuff too.
No, it's good, man, because we can't run out of fish in 2 years, brother. I don't think I'd survive. My family would be unhappy. You would need to come over a lot for the joy. So you're inspired. I feel like you're always inspired. Who has been the most inspirational person in your life?
There are so many people encourage me. like I say, I'm the best encouragement for others because I shouldn't be here. But again, without people around me, especially like my dad is the one has no talent in anything I see. I mean, he trusted everybody. I still remember we had a kimono gift from Japan. It's like $2,000. So we brought it. This is our treasure. And then one customer said, can I buy it? So he sold it right away because we needed money. He took the check, and of course, check bounced. Or, like customers say, oh, we paid. And I mean, he's a runner. So he caught up the customer, sorry, please pay for your meal. And then he said, oh, money's under the dish. So he came back. He told me, you have to trust people. And then there's no money under the dish. So, but I saw him living faith, and he never gives up. If I were him, I would give up a long time ago and run home. But he showed me just keep digging deeper and deeper, but yet never give up. That was amazing for me. He doesn't have to tell me anything. He showed me with action. So with my kids too, I took my 2 boys to Hawaii. I had 1 week of preaching. You have to do this, you have to do that, do this, do that. And then on the way home, hey, I want to be better dad too, so give me a suggestion. They kept writing the books. I said, what the? Okay, give me an example. And then the first thing was my younger son said, can you follow your own advice? I said, what's that mean? Well, you told me not to text and drive. I saw you doing that. I said, okay. Even drinking milk, I was a special. I'm the only one who can do it, but I think I realized then, I said, I have to be the first example like my dad did. So I changed my whole attitude toward them too. I say every time, whether they're watching me or not, I want to be my best example for our kids. So with my wife, I want to be, as a Kaizen myself, I want to be the best husband in the world, right? So 2 years ago, I'm pretty direct, and I tell her what I think, and I mean other people too. And my wife said, you might hurt people how you talk. I said, yeah, right. And then I opened the YouTube. First guy said, you have to think before you speak. I said, what is it? THINK. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? And is it necessary? That's a hard one for me. And then K, is it kind? If not, don't say it. You have to think. So whole year, I told my wife, I'm going to improve on this. So anything I said that it's not necessary, tell me. Oh, I learned so much through it. And then this year, I told my wife, all right, I think I got better now. And I said, why you never talk to me? I'm the one only talking. She said, well, you never give me a chance. I said, oh, okay, that's it. So this year, I want to be a better listener to my kids, to my wife, to my God. I even, I lit the candle. When I lit the candle, I don't think, speak, nothing. I just want to listen to God too. And also employees, my manager, I want to listen to them. So this year I'm working on, if my wife starts talking, I turn off the TV, ESPN, whatever. I just listen to her. And then after she's done, she's kind of quick, but tell me more. That's what I'm saying now. And next year I say, how can I do next year? And then I ask her, what you want me to do to make you happy? Can I buy you a flower? No, I don't really need a flower. She doesn't like jewelry. I say, what can I do? And then I saw one dish, she was not having fun washing. I said, maybe I can wash dishes. I started this year just to wash every dishes whenever I see she's smiling. I said, oh, I found one. So next year, I want to be a better, not servant, servant. I want to serve her. That's my goal. So if I keep doing those things and then demonstrate to my kids, I'm sure they're learning, not telling me anything. They're watching me closely. Everything I do, I know they're watching.
Well, there's no question about that. So Kaizen, every year you're improving. And I know one of the practices, you'll remove something once a year. Can you talk about that? Because, again, kind of a radical idea for some people. You've taken some things out there like, man, I don't know for a year, bro. That's tough.
Well, every year, I just have to make sure I'm not addicted to anything. I want to make sure I'm using my time wisely. And I love drinking. And one of my closest friend got a leukemia, and it was very devastating because doctor told him he has 2 weeks to live. But we never gave up. We never lost hope. 13 rounds of chemo, transplant, everything after all done. He struggled big time. But meanwhile, he couldn't drink and anything. So I want to pray for him. I want to think of him. So all year I said, how about this year we quit drinking? So that year, it was not easy because I do wine pairing dinner and this and that. But I never took a sip. Every time I want to drink, I pray for him and do that. So every year, like 2 years ago, my close friend, he needed really help thinking positively. He had anxiety and everything. So I want to pray for him every time I crave coffee. So I quit coffee for a year. And this year, I was thinking, I love sports. And every time I see basketball game, I have to check what the spread at halftime, first quarter, who win the toss, who gets the first timeout. I was spending way too much time. I don't bet much money, but my time was so important to me. I could have done something else on the time. So January 1st, I said, you know what? Even Super Bowl is coming and everything. I'm going to quit online gambling and then sports bet. It was at first, it was hard. I thought then pandemic happens, all the sports are all done. I said, wow, thank you, God. I have no desire to bet anymore because there's no sports game on. So it got easier and easier. So every year I want to make sure I find something. I want to make sure I'm not addicted to anything.
Yeah, well, you're clearly a dream or visionary because knowing that the pandemic was coming, this was the year to take out sports. That's pretty good, brother. So admittedly, you are not a big reader, but you have been an author of 2 books. So talk about that. What is abundance? That was one of the ones that you wrote. Where did that come from? What's that all about?
Well, abundance is like, a story of how we opened the restaurant, how we got here. And I believe if I don't share, it's a waste because this is a miracle I live in. And then I want to encourage others that anybody can have hope and dream and passion and purpose. They can get to where they are. I strongly believe in that because like my dad has with no talent, no money, with me, no friends, no English, we can live in American dream. So I just wanted to share the story and then share what God has done through Mikuni and what the community did.
Guys, it is such a cool book.
That's my first book, yes.
Yeah, and then appreciation.
Well, 30 years passed as a business, and we look back. I was writing a letter to a lot of people who had helped me over the years, and then we created a role for them too. And I kept writing the letter, thank you letters, and it's become more and more, and then I just end up put it together to make the second book, look back 30 years and appreciate all these people around me.
Wow. And is there maybe another one?
Oh,
yes,
works, yes. On the chapter 3 right now, it's called the ambition because we want to keep having bigger dream. And, like for example, let's say sushi bar people said, how do you train your chefs? And then I used to spend 2-3 hours a day just explaining how it works. And then, some people said, how do I get raised? Why they're getting more pay than me? I had to explain everything every day. So I asked executive chef, let's get together to make a PowerPoint. So now we have 200 pages of PowerPoint. They know exactly when to take a test. Every 6 months, I get to meet them, performance appraisal. They have a written test, skill test. If they get a great the result, they get to the next level. So now if they're not hungry to get to the next level, I'm happy where they are. But if they're hungry, they just keep going up the ladders and then they can make more money and tips and stuff too. So I wanted to share these. We might have to have at least 20 locations to show, but I want to help other restaurant owners, other businesses. There are a way to get through hard time. And then there's a wisdom out there to, solve a lot of problem out there.
Wow. It's to take sushi, you have truly pivoted it as this world has changed. You're doing virtual sushi,
Yes.
sushiology, I guess is what I call that. Virtual sushi. You're writing books. I mean, sharing. It's just so cool. So, brother, I feel like I know you pretty well, but
Yes.
what should I ask you that I didn't know enough to ask today?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm pretty transparent. You see who I am. And yeah, I have not much secret to share.
Anything you want to share with the audience that you're like, gosh, I just want to tell them this?
I don't know. I mean, spend time with me. I will share everything with you.
There you go. I
Yes.
like it. All right, brother. So where can people connect with you online? Obviously, I hope everybody, if you're ever in the Sacramento and Bay Area, go find Mikuni. You will not be disappointed. The fish is incredible. But how can they connect with you online?
I have an Instagram, Mikuni Taro, and then Facebook. I have a little more than one account, but you should be able to find me, or mikunisushi.com, and then you get to see the menus, and we have a reward program and other fun stuff going on.
Well, guys, if you want to feel inspired, you want to see somebody truly making the world a better place, connect with them. Brother, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you for doing it twice.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Anytime. Let's do it tomorrow.
Sounds good, my brother. I appreciate you. All right, you
Thank you
guys,
so much.
until next time. Thank you so much for listening. If this content is delivering value to you, please make sure to subscribe, rate, and review us. That helps us build this community, and that is what we are all about. Building this community as big as we can, helping as many people as we can, and deliver as much value as possible. Be sure to head over to transcendinlifepodcast.com for information on my coaching courses, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Let's Go Win 365. Let's go win and transcend in life.
This is the Transcend in Life podcast with your host, J.M. Ryerson, taking you from fear to freedom.